Hi guys, happy Tuesday. So like usual, it's Tuesday. I'm here with a live, and today the sound isn't all staticky. Yay! So that's a win. Anyways, all right. So it's Tuesday, like I do every Tuesday. I'm here to talk about your social media content for your business, things of that nature. So every once in a while, I go back and I kind of sum up everything I talk about in more depth. And so today I want to talk more about just like common mistakes that I see in social media content for people who are new to social media or marketing on there. It's not big stuff, it's stuff that hampers your visibility and things like that. So if you feel like you've been trying a lot on social media, but you don't feel like you don't know what you need to change or what you should be doing, then take a run through this list. I have it written out at the bottom of the description for this video. Run through the list and see if you're hitting all the checkpoints. Again, there's a lot of social media info out there. I totally get it. And I'm not saying if you miss this stuff, your business will shrivel up and die. Here's what I'm saying. I'm saying this has worked for my mentors. This stuff has worked for me. It's also worked for my clients to get them more visibility, more clients, more business, So, these are 11 mistakes I see people make on social media. They're things that may help you start getting more traction, get more clients. Anyways, I will jump right in. So, I have this broken out into two sections because, of course, I'm a content strategist. So, content, of course, I have the writing background. I do mostly writing, but content is also visual stuff. It's images, it's videos, it's combinations of them. So even though I do most of the writing, I will touch on some of the visual content elements too. So 11 mistakes. We're going to start with 7 content mistakes and go from there. All right. So, like I said, content could be text, it could be image, it could be video. So, I'm going to start out with the visual part of things. I've got 3 common visual mistakes that I see. Here's one right off the bat. Uh, if your profile picture is unprofessional, that's a big mistake. It's a big mistake. So I've actually been researching this recently for other projects. Research shows we draw conclusions from people in 40 milliseconds. Isn't that crazy? That's so fast. And the dating site, OkCupid, your profile picture, it does 90% of the legwork. All of the text and filling out of your profile that you sweat over, that's just 10%. 90% of how you convince people, how you come across, is from your picture. This is why it matters. We're very visual people. So it's important to make sure that your profile picture, not just your page picture, but your profile picture, is professional, is friendly, is relaxed. So, like I said, I've done some research on this recently. So some of the ways to do it is, let's see, I'm trying to see if I'm like, okay, so right now I'm centered. You want to be kind of like asymmetrical. It's a whole photo framing thing. So kind of be a little bit to the side, kind of be tilted, kind of have a jaw, shoulder. You can find all this information online. A jaw shadow, that's what it is. That was a weird one, that's why I remember it. But put yourself not directly in the middle. Wear a dark colored jacket, the light color button down, makes it professional. Smile, ideally with your teeth. And if you squint your eyes a little bit, like you're kind of cute and kind of like, kind of like giggling, that's a good thing too. Because if you're wide-eyed like this, it looks like you're gonna convert them in their sleep. So just make sure that when you have a profile picture, it's professional, it's warm. You'll be able to find tons of tips for how to do this. And also, the easiest way to make sure that you're doing this the way you want, look up other professional Facebook profile pictures and learn from them. Realize, oh, they dress this way, they look this way, their head is this way, and learn from them. It's just like, oh, I want to look like that. So make sure your profile picture is professional, because if it's not, it's a big turnoff. We react to pictures very quickly. Okay, so number 2, when it comes to your images. 1, well, you don't add pictures when posting. This is something I came across with one of my coaching clients recently. He was, so you guys know I have the content membership, and he was posting the content. He was adding the text multiple times a week. The problem was he wasn't adding pictures when posting, and I really had to clarify that for him. There's a reason for this. Facebook posts, if they have an image, 87% higher interaction rate. It gets people more involved. Again, we're visual creatures. We need the visual element. And maybe you're on Twitter. Well, if you're on Twitter, images receive 150% more retweets than tweets without images. We like images. We respond to them. We interact with them more. Not only that, we remember them better. So if you're just posting just text-only posts, people won't retain that as well. A relevant image with your posts can help bump their 3-day retention. 3 days later, if you don't have a picture, they're 10% likely to remember what you posted. If you added a good picture, 65% likely to remember you and your post. So this is why it matters. I do have one caveat though that's super weird. Everywhere else, you want to make sure you have pictures, you want to add videos. Here's the weird one. LinkedIn. LinkedIn is an exception. Research shows that on LinkedIn, if you leave off the photo, it actually does better if it's just text. Isn't that weird? I don't know why, but just so you know. For the most part, add pictures when you're posting. Except on LinkedIn, you can get away with text only and actually do better. So your profile pictures are professional, you're not using pictures, or the pictures you're using don't have people. That's a big thing. That's another thing. We are wired to look for human faces. For example, if you're looking at a website, they have people's faces set up in a way where you're looking at the person's eyes to know where to look next. So if I'm over here and I'm looking up this way, you are automatically going to read the text that's right here. That's how powerful a human face is. We just respond to it that way. So it's super easy to put it in there. An easy way to do it is through selfies. I'm always telling you guys to use selfies. If that's a little uncomfortable, there's plenty of stock images out there. Use Unsplash. Find pictures of people's faces, because that will draw people into your content. Because pictures with human faces, not just pictures, but pictures with human faces, they're 38% more likely to receive likes and more than 30% more likely to receive comments. Again, this is all about getting people more engaged. So you want to add pictures, and you want to add pictures of people. So if you don't use pictures of people, that's a mistake. All right, so that was the visual content. Now I have 4 tips related to your word content. Again, none of this is hard stuff. Just go ahead and do a quick audit through, like, your profile or your page the last few, weeks or so, however far back that you've been posting, and just see what jumps out. All of this stuff is very easy to correct going forward. None of it's rocket science. I don't have any super secret formula. This is just stuff that I know works, right? Anyways, word content. So this is tip number 4, or mistake number 4, I guess. Your mistake, you're writing in huge unbroken paragraphs. Okay, do you remember those classic novels that you would read in high school, and it had huge page-long paragraphs, and you wanted to shoot yourself because it was just too much to absorb, right? Well, it's because it's visually overwhelming. We see that and we're like, oh God, that's a lot of information. Not only is that not our generation, it's just visually overwhelming. You can basically keep the exact same post if you really wanted to, and just break it out into smaller chunks, smaller paragraphs. We are a generation that skims when we read, especially on social. We will read longer if we have a good story, but you want to make sure that it's broken out. You want to use subtitles. I cheat like that with social posts and use capital letters, or I'll use something I think it's called Lingo Jam, to change up the font in there. To add subheaders, cheating a little bit in the social posts, or I'll do bullet points. So I like to use emojis. Emojis are a good thing in social media. Again, it's social media marketing. To break things out into bullet points, because we read that way. We skim. We look for subtitles. We look for bullet points. We want to be able to not be overwhelmed by huge paragraphs. So if you're writing in a huge unbroken block of text this big, just chop it down into 2 or 3 sentences each. That's it. That's all you start with. Just put more white space in there so people's eyes aren't so overwhelmed. So another mistake you may be making when it comes to your your content, you aren't asking questions. This is a really, really easy way. It's one of my favorite copywriting tricks in order to get people more engaged with your content. Because when you ask a question, your brain automatically goes towards answering it. It's automatically more engaged than just throwing a statement at them. If you ask them a question, even though you're not in the room talking to them, it's pulling them into a dialogue. It's making them think a little bit. So ask questions. And you know what a really easy way to encourage it is? This is like something that I do in my membership all the time. It sounds like a formula. I guess it is. Ask, share, ask. So what you're going to do, ask a question. This is really good for engagement. And then ask a question. So what's your favorite guilty pleasure movie? Share what yours is, and then ask again. There's a variety of reasons for that particular format, but we're designed to respond to questions. When someone gives something to us, we're designed to reciprocate. So when you're sharing, you're helping give more incentive to share, for them to share back with you. And this is part of how you get people commenting, how you get people talking to you and liking you, by asking questions and having that dialogue with them. It's just a different way of speaking on social media. So ask questions. It's super easy. It's super easy. Again, not rocket scientists. Not rocket science. There it is. Okay, another content problem that you may have. So this is a mistake number 6 that I see. Your content isn't personal. So this can come up in a variety of ways. And also something that, like, my very sweet bookkeeper clients have a hard time with. Either they've spent a lot of years in corporate, or writing is just uncomfortable for them, or they have, nightmare flashbacks of like an English high school teacher, whatever it is. Just remember that you are marketing on social media. So an informal, warm, conversational tone is a really good thing to have. So being personal in the way you talk is part of this. So for example, easy hacks for this. I did a live on this a couple of weeks ago. If you want to look it up on the YouTube channel I have. Use contractions. Say don't instead of do not. Say can't instead of cannot. Write in the first person. I am talking to you. I am not talking to you all. And act like you're having a conversation with one person. You're not at a podium grandstanding. You're having a conversation with one person, right? Talk to one person. It's a really easy way to make your tone sound more personal, okay? And not only that, another part of being more personal isn't just your presentation, but how much you share. You want to share a little bit of yourself. So for an example, when I said you are asking questions, and a way to get more people to interact with you is to share something about yourself. This is part of it. People want to get to know you, and if you want people to share about their lives, you're going to have to share a little bit about yours. I know for some people, you're either a private person, or it feels uncomfortable, or you're afraid you're not being professional. Do keep in mind, again, we're on social media. Informality is expected, and it's totally okay, even for businesses. People want to buy from people. They don't want you to be a cold, corporate, uses 10 syllable words person, right? They want you to be a person. They like working with people. They get people. If you need a good boundary, because someone asked me this recently, they're like, well, what's sharing too much? And I really like this analogy I came across. When you're sharing details about your life, first off, you can draw your boundaries. If you don't want to talk about your kids, that's okay. That's your private life. There is so much in your life that you can still share, but still protect the things that you want to keep private. That's okay. Some people never post pictures of their kids. That's okay. But think of it this way, the analogy that I am circling back around to. Think about you're sitting next to a plane. You're on the red eye from the East Coast to the West Coast. You're next to a guy in the seat on the plane. What will you share with him? You're not going to share all of your dark, dirty secrets, but you do have a couple hours together to share some stories. So when you're trying to figure out where's the line, think about, what would I share with someone next to me on a long plane ride? That's usually a pretty good way to draw the line if you're feeling uncertain and things like that. So that was mistake number 6. Your content isn't personal enough. And number 7, as far as mistake number 7, we're still on words and content. Your content isn't balanced. So this is a really, really, really important one. So people get frustrated because they'll be posting consistently and like, well, what do you want from me? I'm on here, I'm posting every day, I'm posting twice a day. Why is nothing happening? Well, your content needs to have a certain balance. So for those of you who are in my membership, you already know this. Those who follow me for a while, you know this. I usually have 3 types of posts that I balance out, because they're 3 different posts that serve 3 different purposes in an overall content strategy, okay? This goes into content marketing. There are engagement posts, there are value posts, and there are sales posts. So there's a balance. You can't just use just value posts and expect people to buy from you. You can't use engagement posts. They all have to work together in a balance. So if you're always just posting inspirational quotes, no one's going to hire you. If you're only just posting tips and you never ask for the sale, no one's going to hire you. And if you're only posting, hire me, here's my number, hire me today, you're going to come across as a commercial, they're going to unfollow you, they're going to not read your posts, and they're also not going to hire you. So look at the balance of your posts. Try and break it out into those three categories as you're reviewing your history. Are you engaging with people? Are you encouraging comments? Are you asking questions? Are you sharing parts of yourself? Are you getting that engagement, that talking with them, asking those icebreaker questions? Are you pairing it with value content? That way they know they can trust you. That way they know that you know what you're talking about, that you can handle their problems and understand them. Are you sharing tips? Again, building that reciprocity, that trust. Is that part of it? Are you sharing that information? And also, are you selling yourself? Because some people feel so nervous asking for the sale, they lose out on it. But if you are engaging with people and you are sharing tips, you have earned your right to say, hey, if this is a struggle, hire me. I'd love to help you with this. And they will. They really will. So, looking back over your content, see where the balance lies, right? All right. So that's 7 mistakes. So that seventh mistake is your content isn't balanced in those areas. So that's content, that's visual, that's words. Now I want to go over 4 strategy mistakes um, to round out our 11 mistakes. So, first strategy mistake, this is number 8, you aren't connecting with new people. Now, I had this really good success story from one of my content members. She was posting on LinkedIn, super consistent, used the posts, and within a couple of months, she had doubled her client base. And to the point where she's afraid to post more because she can't handle any more work. Fantastic place to be. Great. The content is working. Here is the caveat for her. The sticking point that she was at is that she was very connected. She was very good at friending people, interacting with people. She had like more than 500 connections on LinkedIn. She had the contacts built up in her social media network. She just needs to get the messaging right. And once she got the messaging right, she already had the people in place to read her content, and buddy, they were signing up. However, she had to have that community in place. So with social media marketing, there is that networking part of stuff. This is the process I teach to my coaching students step by step. So if you need help with this, just let me know. I'm very detail oriented. I've got graphs, I've got charts, I've got the whole 9 yards. Anyways, and it's how I built my business. It's not just enough to post content. You have to be connecting with new people who will want to hire you. You have to be um, you're in charge of getting other people to know about what you do. You need to keep friending people, interacting and posting in groups, developing business friendships and relationships, trading live trainings on pages and in groups. This is how you get in front of new people who will want to hire you. Um, and here's a bonus tip for you. As you get better about connecting with new people on a regular basis, I still do this. Track your leads. This can be an Excel spreadsheet. Keep track of who's commented on your posts, who's been interested. They have lead tracking software. If you're not at that point yet, it's okay. You don't need it. But a big key to succeeding in your business is persistence. But the way to be smart about it is to be persistent with the people who are warming up to you. So keep track of who's talking to you. Again, I know me saying all of this. I know how much time this takes. I know how frustrating this can get. But it is a really good way to make sure that you're following up with the people who will follow up with you. So, anyways, keep connecting with new people as you're posting. Don't just post and wonder why no one's seeing you and you haven't added a single friend. Add more friends, find professional relationships. um, I'm sorry, I'm at the co-working space today and I've got someone on the phone outside of my office. Um, all right, so you aren't connecting with new people. Another strategy mistake that you may be making. Maybe you aren't posting frequently enough or for a long enough period. Building up this building up this content into leads, into comments. Like, just for example, yesterday I saw one of my clients. She is on my newsfeed all the time, and then I watched someone comment, like, I need to follow up with you. I just got in your calendar. And that's awesome. That does not happen right away. It takes time. You're building trust, you're showing up. And here's why this isn't an overnight process and why you may need to hold on a little bit longer if you're like, Heather, I've done all these things, I'm down the checklist, I'm in this ballpark. It takes time. And there's a couple reasons why. So I've gone over this before. but it helps me to wrap my brain around it, right? Um, this is an overnight process because, okay, so in sales, it takes, depending on the price of the product and blah, 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 it takes someone, 5 touches is the term, 5 interactions, 5 reminders of you and your services before someone buys from you. They have to see you a little bit before they actually put down their credit card, right? Okay, so they have to see you a minimum of 5 times, sometimes more, but 5 times, great. Okay, now let's look at Facebook algorithms. Best case scenario, your contacts are seeing 10% of your posts. I know, it's not the greatest, but it's something to keep in mind. So, if they're only seeing 10% of your posts, what does that mean about how many times you have to post for them to see those 5 touches, to have those 5 touches with you? This means that in order for a potential client to touch your content 5 times, you have to post 50 times. And guess what? If you're posting 5 times a week, that's 10 weeks of posting. So you're going to have to think of a 90-day model minimum of consistent posting before you start seeing some kind of traction. So if you feel like I'm 6 weeks in and I'm exhausted and I can't handle this and this doesn't work, maybe you need to keep going. And that's why I want you to understand that kind of math that's involved with it, because it may help, because people just say just keep going. I don't want you to feel like it's just open-ended. If you get this stuff straightened out, it'll start helping. So anyways, look and see how long you've been posting consistently with quality content, okay? Mistake number 10, you aren't utilizing your profile. This was an important one for me and a hard one for people to get used to. People feel like, okay, I have a business, I post on the business page and that's enough. If you really want to boost your reach, you're going to need to be posting on your profile and talking about your business on your profile and adding all the business stuff you can strategically on your profile. Think about it. You have more friends on your profile and more than followers on your page. Another item, Facebook constrains page traffic because they want you to pay for the ads. So what you do is you post on your profile where it's a little more open. The posts on your profile are more likely to be seen. And maybe you're thinking, well, my Aunt Martha isn't going to hire me. Why am I going to put this on Aunt Martha's feed? Guess what? Aunt Martha's a really great referral source. My mother has a friend back in Ohio that she went to church with when I was a teenager. Anita shares my content all the time. She talks me up, she shares it. Even my grandmother talks about it. She shares it. She's encouraging. She starts comments, stuff like that. They're referral sources too. And also, people are probably going to be more on board with it than you think they are. So post on your profile and also change the appearance of your profile. Make it clear what you do, because people check out your profile before they check out your page. So make it clear on your profile. So that cover photo at the top of your profile, change it to something work related. You'll see that on my profile, on my page. And then also, as a bonus tip, you can cheat a little bit and say click here to learn more. Okay, it's not a button, but when they click on the picture, it'll bring up the description for the picture, right? You can put a link to your latest offer in there. It's super nice. So it's a workaround to make sure that you're giving them every opportunity to know what you do and get in further into your world as easily as possible. And also, like on the left, I don't know which one, on the side of your page where it shows where you live, where you're employed at, that you're married, whatever, all of that bio stuff. Make sure you add details about like your work, like you have a little bit of bio like under your cover page or your cover picture. Add a little bio there about what you do for work. When it says on on the sidebar, works at blank, what you're going to do is you're going to link it to your business page. You'll see that on my profile. Works at Puckapith Content, and it's linked to my business page so they can go there and see more content and see all the likes and reviews I have there, right? So utilize your profile. It will really help you make some traction. If you're just posting on your page, especially if you only have like 15 followers, that's only 15 people seeing all the great stuff that you're putting out there. So widen your reach this way. And then, all right, mistake number 11, you aren't getting or using reviews. This was a really intimidating one when I first started out because I don't know how to get them. I don't know how to ask for them. I haven't done this particular kind of work before. So this is a really hard one, but it's really important and it's not as hard as you think. I promise. Also, people love to help. You'll be surprised as you go into this process. If you push forward with asking for it, if you're new, you'll be so surprised at how sweet some people are and how much they're willing to help you. Anyways, here's why it's important. We are an online shopping generation. I want you to think about what you do when you go shopping online. You're looking into a new thing to buy. It's like, do I really want a rock salt lamp? But you haven't bought one before and you don't know where to buy it from. So what do? You shop around and you check the reviews. You check them on Amazon, you check them on the Facebook page, you check them on their website, you check the reviews. Reviews are hugely powerful. It is an essential part of your content strategy, and you gotta have them and you gotta use them. Guess what? Testimonials can increase conversion rates on a sales page by 34%. And even if you only have one good one, it can bump it by 10% all by itself. This matters. It gives you more business. And guess what? Again, when it comes to online shopping, 97% of consumers, they look at the reviews before they buy. They want to know how other people did with this. And not only that, it doesn't have to be a review from someone they know. 78% of people who read online reviews trust them as much as if they got it from someone in person, from an acquaintance that they know. A review from a stranger online, that's how much impact it has on us now. So make sure that you get these to utilize them. If you're new to business, especially if you're going into a business that's related to your previous work, ask previous employers if you came from a similar field. Like if I had come from a copywriting, firm or something like that, I could have asked for reviews from there. New entrepreneurs tend to bump into other new entrepreneurs as they're marketing. See if you can trade services with someone. Like, I need website help, you need copywriting help. Okay, great. And then we'll trade reviews for the work that we did. You can even at the very beginning do a couple of small projects for free and say, I specifically need to build my business with good reviews. Would you mind, instead of payment for the small project, putting a really good review on my site? This will help me tremendously. It's worth it. And also, I don't know what the also is, so we're moving on. Okay, so here's how you use them. You want to use them all over the place, and I do. So most of my business comes from Facebook. So therefore, that's where I funnel all of my reviews. I'm not having people put reviews for me on Google and Facebook and my website and blah, blah, blah. No, I'm funneling them all to Facebook. And then I repurpose them manually to other places as I needed. You just want to make sure they're concentrated in the spot where your clients are the most, okay? Funnel all the reviews there. And then you can use them in so many different ways. You can bake them into your sales content. I like to start my posts with a quote. I'll take a snippet from a review, and then I'll go into, this is how I helped Joanna, this is how I helped Sarah. And because dialogue, using those quotes, it's a really good way to get people drawn into the story of your post. I do screenshots. I do screenshots of reviews. If I have a good email exchange or a compliment from direct messenger with a client, I'll screenshot that, scratch out the names for privacy, and share that. Hey, look, I got these great results for someone. Blah, blah, blah. I can do this for you. I can make you this happy. I can solve this problem for you. You can see it all over my feed. I mean, you can look on my page and all that stuff. I have it on my website. I have it in my posts. I have them on my page in the review section. I have them baked into the post. I have them in the images. I have them in the text. I have them everywhere because I want people to know other people have had good experiences. Other people have had their problem solved, and I want you to trust me. You are building trust because you can't just say, I'm awesome, and have people believe you. You're going to have to say, okay, these people say I'm awesome, and that makes me more believable. So those are 11 common mistakes. So I'm really curious if you go through this and you, by the way, I have like I said, I have these 11 mistakes written out at the bottom of the description for this video. So feel free to jump down there and scan through it. Run through your profile. If you're really struggling, run through your profile, run through this list, see if you are making any of these mistakes, okay? Again, none of them are rocket scientists. None of them are rocket science. Why do I want to keep saying scientist? Rocket science. There's the phrase. Okay. So run through, see what you can correct, and keep tweaking it. Again, this isn't do this or die. This is what works. And I know in my business, my mentor's business, or my clients' businesses, right? Um, and of course, if you're struggling with this is what I do. This is how I help. So if you need content for your bookkeeping business, I got the link to the membership in the description. Check it out. You can download a week's worth of free content there to like kick the tires and see how it is. And guess what? I've got testimonials on there. Just like I said, use the reviews. Anyways, or also if you feel like you're new to the online space, you're not sure how to set it up for yourself, or the step by step of how to get connected with people and strategy and all of those things, just reach out to me. I do coaching for this stuff one-on-one. Like I said, I have all the step-by-step and the diagrams. I've read a ridiculous amount of books that I can suggest to you. Just reach out and I'd be happy to help you with that. I've got 2 spots still open this month for it, so just let me know. So yeah, that's Tuesday. That's our live training. And those are the 11 mistakes that I see the most on social media when it comes to content strategies. If you have any questions, just let me know. And if not, I will see you next week. All right. Bye.